I'm Katrina, this is Tare, and happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my mom and all moms out there. And I want to tell you guys what I do every year for my mom's Mother's Day. My mom always makes a birthday cake for everybody, even if you're not there. She wants to know what kind you want and all of that so that she can make it, sing happy birthday, you get to blow the candles out over the phone, and then they get to eat it. And I don't get any of it. But it's a lot of fun. She does it every year. And so every year now, I make my mom a bouquet. So I have a vase here, and we are going to make a bouquet. See what flowers are going on in the garden, and it'll be fun. So first up, I am going to cut a couple of these bearded irises. These are my favorite flowers, and they do pretty well in a vase. Since these two are already together, I am going to cut this guy off, and that guy, and this guy. Smells wonderful. Next up is some of the sage, and I love these little purple flowers. They last a few days in an arrangement, so you don't want to fill up your arrangement with these, but they do last for a few days. So I like to pick ones that have opened already and are going to open more. And let's pick some. These are in my walkway, so I am going to pick these ones. Those actually might be a little short. They are. All right, let's pick longer ones. So if your mom likes flowers, it is perfectly fine to go around the neighborhood and ask people, hey, can I cut some of these flowers? It's not okay to just cut them without asking. But most people, if they have some flowers and they have lots of them, usually they're okay with letting you have some. So even if you're not growing your own flowers, you can still make your own bouquet. So with these, I like to strip the leaves off, and that will do better in the vase. You don't have to strip all the way to the top. You can leave some like this, and those will be a little artistic, and I like to do the final cuts at the end once I have my bouquet all together. So I'll leave them a little bit long. I did actually cut the iris to the length that I want it, and I'll base things off of that. All right, let's move on to the garden. I don't actually know how nasturtiums would do in an arrangement, but I do want this to grow up and over the trellis, so I'm going to ignore those for now. However, my path is getting thin, so I will add some borage and some yarrow. So with yarrow, it's best to get them when they're opening or already open. If you get them too tight, they may or may not open. So they should, but it's always a gamble with that. So I'm gonna cut this here, and look, a little cream color. Now I also stripped the leaves off of these. You can keep these leaves, and these leaves will actually be a coagulant. So if you cut yourself, you can use that basically to stop bleeding. Another thing that's good for is compost. It really speeds up compost. So I have some of this already saved for that purpose. I'm going to just toss it over here because it will become its own compost. But that gives a little bit of frilly and also gives a flower. And there's a kitty. Hi, kitty. Do you want to be a part of this bouquet? Huh? What do you think? Are you gonna be a part of the bouquet? No? Alright, so I am going to also cut some of this borage here. I'm gonna have to clean up this path, so I will have to do a lot more, but that's okay. This is the tree-collared seed pod, so I'm just gonna direct that over there. I have a couple of these that I'm gonna redirect out of the pathway so that they ripen and fall over soil. So, now if you're cutting borage, it is going to be prickly, kind of like nettle is, but not as dangerous. You can eat the leaves, you can dehydrate the leaves, you can eat the whole thing actually. So put some in there and get some with more flowers. Actually, there's plenty right here. Well, I'll get some vertical ones. Here we go. Now over along the fence, there's some roses coming in from the neighbor, and there is some pink, light pink yarrow, so I'm gonna get some of that. This is very tall. It is basically almost chest high, but I'm just gonna top this one down, and then these side shoots will still grow. Just gonna get this one right here. Yeah, right there. There we go. And again, just take off these lower ones so they don't rot in the water. And can keep some ones up there just for some greenery. Pretty yarrow. Now this rose bush has come way over onto my side of the fence. It goes going through my oregano. That's hot and spicy oregano right there. It's awesome. And so it's going to get cut. And there's a nice bunch of flowers right here. Bumblebees! Alright, so there's mostly blues and purples in here. So I'm going to add a little bit of pink. And some red. So some of these are going bad, so I'm just going to, this is just one huge clump. I'm going to shake it, and whatever falls out, falls out. And that looks better. And get all the yucky ones out. And put that, ouch, put that in. Alright, now comes to the arranging part. I like a wild bouquet. I do. Probably should have cut this longer, but that's okay. And I want it to come from the middle of these roses here. I think that will look best. I think that looks good. And we have some of these yarrow here, a yarrow here. And I kind of like how these kind of dangle. I might go get some more of those, actually, or actually make this one shorter. Make this one shorter. Now, if you have California poppies do really, really well in a bouquet. It doesn't really go with my color scheme right now, so I'm not going to include them. I'm just getting this the right length. I think I will take off these leaves. All right, there we go. I think I'm gonna get some more of these. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back with these. Again, these are the sages. And I've had a moderate success with other sages. And I just realized that I'm not sure if I've ever used this one. I know I've used the hot lip sage and that lasted okay. something you can do with both of these sages is actually to start them. So if you get especially some older growth, so this is all this year's growth, especially if you get older growth. Hello, hello crow, I hear you, thank you. Yeah, are you done? No? Well, he brought a friend. Anyway, so you can start these in water, or you can start them in soil for new plants. And that's actually how I got the hot lip sage in the front here, which is very, very successful to grow. So that is good. And what I really like about these, when you put them in, they kind of bend over. And why they do that is because they were actually reaching out into sunlight and then growing up. So this is how they are in the plant. And then we put them in the vase, they're droopy. So I like it. Apparently we are being serenaded by 3. 3? Is one of you a baby? You don't look like a baby. They are sitting on the wire for the street light right here. It's okay. Alright, so now that I have stripped all the bottoms of this, something else to think of is when you cut flowers, to cut it at an angle, like a 45-degree angle. And what that does is it gives more surface area for the water to go in. So that, I guess, is good. Alright, so we have our bouquet. And I'm going to be adding more of these. Yep. Actually needs to be shorter. Oopsie. Stay in there. Stay in there. Okay. So I do need to cut these shorter. I do kind of want them all the same height, so I'm going to approximately line up the tips. And then cut. They're not all together, but most of it. So they're approximately all the same length on the tip, and you can see they're different lengths here, so I am going to just give one big cut and go from here. And the sages and the yarrow especially smell really good. The plants themselves, they smell really good. Yeah. So let me know down below what you do for your Mother's Day. We always used to do a bouquet from the garden and breakfast in bed. But since I am a state away, she gets flowers here, and, well, my dad picked her up something for me too. So, I think this is pretty good now. What do you guys think? Actually like these, really like these danglies. There we go. So, happy Mother's Day to my mom. Happy Mother's Day to all moms. And if you haven't done anything for Mother's Day, make your mom a bouquet. If she's around you, give it to her. If not, take a picture of you with a bouquet that you made especially for her and give it to her then on a picture or on a video. Another thing is my mom actually is publishing her own book. So she is publishing a book of short stories that have a quilt theme. So if you are a quilter, or if you just like reading stories, I will have a link in the description below that will go to her book, and you can support her. And I think that that will be a really good Mother's Day gift to her. And if it's not there, that means I don't have it yet, and it will be there later. Happy Mother's Day to my mama. Thank you for watching. Hit the like, call your mom, and have a wonderful day.